Welcome to another episode of Dumb Ways the Serial Killers and Killers Have Been Apprehended. Today, we're looking at Lamarque Devin McWilliams. Now, McWilliams was wanted at the time of his actual capture for several outstanding assault charges, sexual assault charges. And this is out of Houston, Texas. Now, McWilliams is not exactly what you call the brightest star in the sky, but he got around and he got away with it for quite a while, committing his terror there in the Acres home area outside of actual Houston, Texas. McWilliams, on the night in question, saw a woman walking down the street, and by his own admission to detectives, "I saw her walking down the street. She looked like a young, beautiful woman," end quote. But he decided that he couldn't just let her go. On this night, he followed her, pulled up alongside of her while she was walking down the road, and asked her if she needed a ride. She declined to take the ride with a total stranger and just kept on walking. McWilliams would then pull up further on down the street and park and wait for the woman to walk up to him again. This time asking her again, "Do you need a ride?" She declined again. McWilliams' rage would then take over. He clubbed her a couple of times on the side and the back of the head, and then shoved her into the trunk of his Chevrolet car, a four-door sedan. Threw her in the trunk and then drove off. Nice and calmly. No one saw anything at all. No one heard anything at all. He decided that he was going to go to a rural area and have fun. He described to detectives, have fun. Well, out in this rural area, driving along first on pavement, then on gravel, he still hadn't reached the destination to where he wanted to go, and the road quickly turned into dirt. And McWilliams would find himself eventually stuck in the Texas mud. Now, if you've never been stuck in rural Texas in the mud, you never will understand when I say to you, it's like glue. It sticks to everything and will trap you solid. McWilliams tried everything, pulling the car forward and backwards. He tried putting rocks underneath the tire to gain traction to be able to pull forward, but to no avail. Eventually he gave up, but he came up with one last idea, one last ditch effort on how to get out of this situation. He opened the trunk of the car where the woman was at that time, and said to her, making several threats according to her, the victim, that she is to get behind the wheel of the car and slowly push on the gas while he got into the mud and would then try to push the car out of the mud. McWilliams tried and tried and tried and eventually was able to free the car from the mud. But what McWilliams didn't account for is the following things that would take place. Instead of stopping the car once the car was free from the mud, the victim drove off down the dirt road and eventually made it back to the state highway and then to town to report what McWilliams had done to her. While the car was at the police station, the detectives came out and looked at the car, at what was in the car. Are there any guns? Are there any weapons? Is there anything else in the car that needs to be noted that is in plain sight? Well, they didn't see anything right away except for a couple of shopping bags that were on the floor that they could see random items in. McWilliams was then approached at his home, his residency, and brought in for questioning. He failed everything miserably and was eventually charged with sexual assault on other women that had escaped that were not missing, but back to the victim who drove away that night. McWilliams would stand trial for each and every one of the charges, 3 charges in total. In relation to that, McWilliams was found guilty and sent away to the penitentiary, where he rightfully belonged to be. Now I know LaMarque Devin McWilliams is not exactly a household name, but it certainly goes on the board as dumb ways to get caught.